Am I more than you bargained for? Cool. Been 200 years since the bombs all blew.
Out of all the men today competing to be trillionaires, which do you predict will start collecting their urine first? Go.
I mean, this can be known, right? All we have to do is ask them which one of you is collecting your urine, because they are already. This isn't a future thing.
You're my new Coca-Cola lady. We're going.
Welcome to Fallout Boys, the officially unofficial podcast for Fallout on Amazon Prime. I'm Jim.
I'm Aaron.
And we are back the week before the new season premieres to talk about the new season and clean up a little bit of feedback that we got as well about season 1, and maybe tell you guys what our plans are for coverage of season 2. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. They released a few trailers that I have combed through, as well as maybe some little special things that they released that we'll talk about here in a second.
I was really excited about getting something in my Yuletide stocking this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was exciting. All right. So I've got a little bit of an outline. I assume you watched both the teaser and the full trailer. It's out. I watched a couple of interviews, not really interviews. I watched
a lot of
a few things.
Like I don't know. I don't know what to call. There was one thing that was sit down 18-minute interview with Nolan and Joy. But I saw a lot of like Kamal Nanjiani gets mugged on the red carpet, and another one where they had like Aaron Moten doing some kind of press junket type stuff, and I got from a lot of this stuff that those Brotherhood of Steel suits, even though they're made out of what looks like latex and fiberglass, actually are heavy. All the actors uniform in singing the praises of how heavy this armor is. For prop Hollywood armor.
I saw that too. Like, everybody seems to be obsessed with how heavy the armor is, and
I don't think these boys would make it on the front lines of Alaska, Jim. We had Kumal and Aaron up against the commie Reds. I think they just roll right over Denali, take the continental United States and our hat Canada from anyway.
That brings me to a question actually that I had about the trailer. We see Kumail Nanjiani is now part of the cast for this, and he seems like he's some sort of like higher tier than Maximus in the Brotherhood, because he's coming in
a cleric.
No, based on his dress, no. He's a pilot, it seems, for one of these airships potentially.
Oh, okay.
Because you see him in the cockpit, and him and Maximus are pretty friendly. They're fist bumping, laughing together.
Mm-hmm. No, it's interesting to see, like, different sides of this kind of monastic. What I've gotten is like this monastic group, that has like these guys in habits and everybody's wearing the same color. And then this dude shows up swaggering in a bomber jacket and giving people guff.
But I do wonder what his role is, because like when he steps onto the stage, he says something about like, I heard there's a civil war brewing, and I didn't get my invite.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense because like the head cleric last year was wanting to essentially to start a schism and take the treasure that he gets from the old New California Republic and flip it into a bigger, better, stronger Brotherhood, and assuming so there's one possible that like he's gonna have to fight. That's not gonna be like a fait accompli. He's gonna have to like maneuver and strategy and fight and all the factions. But the other thing is like maybe I could see that maybe happening over the off season, and the Civil War is talking about like all of the major factions of like the Southwest. Because definitely they're adding to Vegas, and I imagine New Vegas, especially since they hinted at that's going to be like the big bad. That's the people behind everything, according to the Ghoul. I imagine there'll be a whole separate command structure there. So it's like, I don't know whether they're talking about a Brotherhood of Steel Civil War or just the general conflict amongst the civilian forces of California and New Mexico and all that, Nevada.
Yeah, that could be a regional power thing, because there are a few different factions we see in these trailers, new ones. We see this Legion, which I guess is from the games.
Legion of Steel, is that what they're called?
I
Or no?
They're called Caesar's Legion, but people shorten it to the Legion.
Yeah.
And Macaulay
something
Culkin
else.
joining the cast. He's part of that group. And then you have another faction, kind of. At least they were a going concern, as far as I can tell from the game. That's the Kings, which, if you couldn't tell,
Gotta be Elvis. Yeah, it's the Elvis
they're basically
impersonators.
Jailhouse Rockers from the Elvis Jailhouse Rock video, which I love.
I love it. Yeah.
But they're all ghouls, so I think they've already been dealt with or fallen in the past, but maybe they're a faction that's involved.
Oh, that's cool, because it's almost like the D&D Tomb Kings, you know? They're just these old, dried up mummies out in the desert ruling over their former kingdoms. These Elvis impersonators.
Yeah. So I don't know, a few new factions, and then I don't know what faction Justin Theroux belongs to. He's Mr. House,
Mr. House, which I saw a lot of people discussing his casting in hushed tones, or would like, and you know, again, you and I don't really know anything about the Fallout universe beyond what we've been shown in this TV show and some memes I've, you know, collected just by being kind of a gamer on the internet since it was around. But I got the idea that this is a big character. This is like if someone, you know, at the end of season 1 said, "Ooh, we've got casting news for Roose Bolton on Game of Thrones." A book, everybody else would be like, "Who the fuck is Roose Bolton?" But book readers be like, "Oh my god, this is going to be a big deal." So all I know is I love Justin Theroux. I did not know that he and Walton Goggins apparently are BFFs. They pal around because I guess Goggins says he got him this job. And they seem like they were having
that's a little bit haughty from Goggins. Like Justin Theroux needs anybody to get him jobs.
Yeah, just this little known talent, Justin Theroux, sitting there languishing in obscurity, and Walton Goggins say, I got a few crumbs from the craft table. I can scrape off for you there, right. Justine. But it seems like they have, because that's the other thing is Justin Theroux, if you only know him from like The Leftovers, is a really funny guy. Like he's all up in that Ben Stiller kind of comedy system, and he's a big part of what made I guess Zoolander funny, and he's written a lot of other stuff. So like he's kind of got that gear, that sly comedic gear, and I'm looking forward to. He looks great. He looks like a sleazy 50s, you know, what's Cave Johnson, like the dude from Portal style.
Yes, totally.
Howard Hughes, you know, kind of like he's got that touch of elegance and debonair.
Yeah, Robber Baron-esque feel to him for sure.
There's a couple of modern versions you could name, but Howard Hughes is.
Oh yeah. No, I love Justin Theroux. I think in this trailer even he is excellent. There's so much
pop quiz, Jim.
I don't know, menace to him. Yeah.
Out of all the men today competing to be trillionaires, which do you predict will start collecting their urine first? Go.
I mean, this can be known, right? All we have to do is ask them which one of you is collecting your urine, because they are already. This isn't a future
I got
thing.
This great tip from Peter Thiel. Says if you quaff urine straight from a 19-year-old that's doing a steroid cycle, then I don't know. All of them? I don't know.
Yeah, all of them. If one of them is doing it, all of them are doing it.
Over the next 20, 30 years, the number won't be 0. I guarantee you that. There's already some signs.
They'll have a vault for that.
You don't want V1, V2. You don't want to get in the P1, P2. None of the P series vaults you want anything to do with.
Right. So I don't know what exactly his deal is, other than he is the leader of New Vegas, as I understand it.
So I'm expecting, just from what I know from last year, that he's going to be like the High Mucky Muck. He is the
which will be
CEO of Vault Tech. Junior manager.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how him and Hank interface, because there's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to get with Hank this year, I think.
Because Hank is, and he's just a junior manager.
Right.
Like, yeah. So there'll be, but we've only ever seen him superior to everybody. So it's going to be, I don't know, to he'll be like a lackey, or will he like regress a bit when he's in the presence of.
I don't know.
Monsieur Theroux?
I don't know, but I'm excited to find out.
Did you see that Macaulay Culkin, because we kind of moved off of him, that he was described as like a mad scientist or inventor? He's like a genius tech inventor type.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like,
it doesn't seem like it.
I know. It's like, when I read that, I'm like, are they going to do a little bit? Because it's like, man, this is coming out over Christmas. You got Macaulay Culkin. He's a genius techno inventor.
Mm-hmm.
Odds of a Home Alone style in bunker invasion. You know, they can't do that, right? Or if they do, it's got to be the best, funniest implementation of this of all time. Yeah.
Or maybe so subtle, it's hard to even tell if they did it intentionally.
Like even having him coming out like with a pet spider would be funny, you know?
Sure.
Buzz, your pet. Woof. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And then I guess that speaking of Lucy's dad, that he is going to reveal himself as a mad scientist type. That he is
seems like it.
That his thing is he's ashamed that he was revealed to be just the ultimate craptitude dude in front of his daughter, and he is fleeing to Vegas to finish a project that he thinks is going to completely change the map and improve humanity for the better.
Sure.
But they describe it as mad scientist shit. So it's like, is this more gulper business? Is this more human radiation resistant? Is this like what? Because I'm thinking about how fucked up the first season of Fallout is, like how fucked up some kind of human experiment has to be to stand out as mad scientist when you've got the landscape dotted with guys like Chicken Fucker, you know. Half of the people out there seem like a mad scientist type.
That's true. From what I see in the trailers, I know he's doing some experimentation on mice that involves some kind of direct interface with the brain or the spine or something. But that could be the Pip-Boy. I mean, like a prototype version of the Pip-Boy, because we also see him strapping on what seems to be the first version of the Pip-Boy when he's getting all suited up. So I don't know that directly connects, but yeah, they are painting him as a very scientific mind.
Crazy. That's the emphasis.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the scientific mind. It's when they start hanging evil genius on you that you got to start worrying about your methods, you know.
I will say I'm probably most excited about the flashbacks to Cooper, though. We see a couple of things with him in Las Vegas, and then we see a shot of him, a brief one of him in power armor on the battlefield. And those are like, if you listen to our conversations in season 1 about his backstory, these are kind of the two things we want to know. Okay, what does he do after he meets Moldaver? And also, what was his backstory with the power suits?
Yeah. And, you know, we've seen him to talk about how he's served with people before. So maybe we can meet some of those people. The thing that really piqued my curiosity is there's a scene of him and Barb. Very brief, but it looks like they're interacting as a normal married couple. And I wonder how long Cooper is going to try to play. Yeah, I guess it's like what's the closest analogy to this? Like you're a spouse and you hired a private investigator just because you can't shake the fact that they're cheating, and now you've got confirmation. Yeah. Do you pack up and leave that night? Do it's like if you decide a relationship's over. I wonder if he has decided the relationship's over. Can he?
I don't know.
Seems like Cooper's the kind of guy to at least make a pitch to try to Barb, you're talking crazy. How can?
Yeah,
pitch
it
me.
Complicates things.
Yeah, pitch me on this.
And it's complicated too by them having a daughter, right? Like it's harder to just exit stage left on that relationship. Because what do you do? Do you take the daughter? Do you risk we know she's going around doing birthday parties with him right before the bomb drops. So mom's not in the picture, but does that mean mom's safe in a vault or work? I think, which I'm saying that to say I don't think he can just pack up and leave that night. I think there is going to be a little bit of interim where he knows
Has
this
to-
information. Barb doesn't know he knows, and he's trying
got
to
to put a good face
navigate
on
that.
it. But she's got like
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like I don't know if you've been married to someone over 10 years, you got a child with them. I don't know how you keep that kind of a secret. You know, like I guess you could say, oh, something else is bothering you, or oh, I'm just worried about the bomb or whatever. But yeah,
just
like
tired.
that kind of
That's
heat. I got a headache, honey. I
Right,
can't
perennial
do
excuse.
a holiday soiree tonight. I got a headache. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. You know, it's almost like a double agent role inside a marriage.
Yeah. It's not going to go well. I'm sure of that.
Looks like that mushroom cloud is smaller than your thumb, so you still have time to go to support.baldmove.com to get ad-free podcasts and so much more. Oh, you're back from our cousin stuff, aren't you? Welcome back to the Fallout Boys. And you usually see that it's like it's an interesting because I've seen it a billion times where like what's that the plot of like half of every Lifetime movies, like the innocent housewife finds a deep dark secret about her husband and she's afraid of him because now she's got to like I've seen that a million times. I don't think I've ever seen a man discover like a deep dangerous secret about his wife that he's got to cover up because he's afraid of what she might do. So that's an interesting angle too. She's got, I guess, she's got way more power in this relationship being a Vault Tech person than he does being a, I guess, actor on his back half of his career.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be super interesting. There's some other stuff we see in this that I was frankly really surprised that they showed us.
Really?
Did you notice that the scenes where the rad roaches get into the vault?
Yes. I did notice that there are scenes with the rad roaches getting in the vault.
Did you notice the numbers on the suits, the jumpsuits in those scenes?
I did not notice the numbers on those jumpsuits.
It's 31.
Ooh.
Which shocked me when I saw it. I was like, wait a second, 31? That's the
That's the
vault
Overseer
with the
vault.
cryopods. That's the Overseer vault.
Well, the brain in the bucket did say that occasionally very large bugs get in there, you know, so maybe that's not, maybe
That's true.
that's...
Is this going to be a flashback? It almost has to be, right?
I was thinking maybe it's just Norm's dinner. He's going to have to...
But then they also show Stephanie running down a hallway
Yeah.
in a bridal gown, looking back over her shoulder in terror. And I thought maybe those scenes were connected, but they can't be, right?
But I don't think that's a flat. I think that's her getting married to the cousin stuff
Chet.
guy. Chet, yeah. Because like they're living together and he's kind of taken that dude's he's filled that guy's shoes. But I imagine, with this
And
being the
then
way
some.
the society is, that they're going to want to get married to make everything all official pretty quick.
Yeah, I think so. But it just seems weird to me that like you have a rad roach attack on 31 and then you also have her running in terror from what I...
And
Thought it
plus,
was
they're all
another rad
we
roach,
also
but-
know they're all connected. There's, like only a door that is easily opened from the 31 side is.
Does that imply that the 31 rad roach attack is current day? That would be wild. Maybe they wake up once a year to have a company anniversary party. And then everybody goes back to the cryopods.
Well, also, it could just be something that. I guess, because like Norm's stuck there, right?
In 31, yeah.
Yeah, the brain bucket's not going to let him out. Is this something that like he is doing to try to, force the thing to let him out, or because he's got to figure out a way to get out of there. He can't, like, I don't think he's going to spend the entire season of season 2 in the bunker in 31 trapped.
That wouldn't be much fun for him, certainly. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. You mentioned the chicken fucker. I am so happy to see that he is back and headed for New Vegas, where all of our other favorite characters are headed. Can't wait for him.
It looks like he dies in the trailer, though, doesn't it?
Well, no, he's got a rad roach, I think, on top of him, like trying to eat him. And then I think it explodes.
Oh.
I hope he
wonder if
doesn't
it,
die
like-
because he's my favorite character.
I don't either, but like, cause I showed him and I was excited, but then it's like, I imagine an unarmed guy going down underneath a rad roach is going to die, but like maybe
True.
maybe he's pumped himself full of anti-rad roach chemicals, so it's like they lick him and just explode.
Sure. Yeah. Rad roach repellent.
See, you thought all that chicken fucking was just for pleasure. It was for science. He found the way to inseminate a chicken such that you can crack an egg and rub it all over your skin and lethal to rad roaches. Mad scientist.
There are a few things that, look, I'm not familiar with the games, but I saw them and I go, I bet that's a game thing. And in every count, I was correct. They've done apparently a great job creating this Mojave wasteland areas. They have this Dino D-Light Motel, which is a location in Fallout New Vegas. And they actually seemingly built these things. There's a big statue of a dinosaur out there holding the motel sign. So that seemed real. And Lucy's standing inside its mouth at one point during the trailers.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The one thing I saw was interesting in an interview with the guy who plays Thaddeus, is he said that his makeup takes. He intimated his makeup took 3-4 hours to apply. I don't think he's talking about just a little mouth he's got on a shoulder, right? That didn't look like an all-day job or even a half-day job. I wonder if he's going to really accelerate the ghoulification. Or I also wonder if he's actually going to ghoulify at all, or if this is a completely other thing. Because do ghouls grow mouths on their shoulders?
I don't know. I have not seen a ghoul with an extra mouth on their shoulder.
That's not the ghouls. wouldn't say they mutate so much as they just kind of decay. And when they heal with I guess it's like Deadpool, he's he's super regeneration and all that stuff. Yeah, but it's also kind of living tumor type of stuff. But
that's more what I would expect from radiation exposure or the Vault 4 stuff. What's going on there?
Right. Yeah, because it seems and again, what's the odds that chicken fucker just injected him with ghoul serum? It's more of probably he just I don't know.
It's possible. I will say there's a scene where they're sitting around a campfire and he's chatting with Max, which is interesting. I guess they're going to meet back up. And his face, if you look at it, looks like it's turning more into the ghoul type face where the hairline is way back. The face is getting weirdly smooth. It looks like he's either ghoulifying or, like you said, maybe becoming some kind of mutant.
Oh, that's true. Because I think I've heard that there is a separate class of kind of, I don't know if you call them metahuman, but I said the ghouls, they actually do have mutants. So maybe he is a mutant. I'm really excited about the fauna. The huge rad scorpions look fucking awesome.
What about that spider? I'm sure you're going to love that. You see that thing?
I don't. It's like scorpion. All the arachnids are. I have a little bit of a problem with, but and then people are really excited about this Deathclaw thing too. This is another one where I was reading something with Jonathan Nolan, and he's like, we were expecting this kind of first kind of thing that a person could strap on, and we'd have to do a bunch of digital effects to remove it, but it'd be something there for the actors to interact with. And this FX company developed this fully articulated puppet that takes 5 people to run, and it's all practical, and it can swipe claws, and it can run and jump and blink and whip its tail, and it's. And the thing I think we both appreciate about last season, and this is something I got out this other just long, I think, in interview, I think it was with Vanity Fair, maybe IGN, but he talks about the challenge of you're making games are famous for you're making a visual medium adaptation of a game that's famous for having gorgeous graphics, and you're never going to beat their CG with your own CG. The only real reason to do a Fallout is to do something live and make it more real and make it more tangible. So it was one of their real, I guess, focuses is to make as much stuff practical. And some of that stuff was goofy in season 1. I quibbled about some of the power armor fights, especially early on in the season. But the charm of it is like these things are going to age like wine. Like they're never going to look worse than they do now. And there is something about the realism. And even when they are using CG, like I kept on going on every other episode about Goggins' nose and how they don't try to hide that at all. They front and center. He's standing in the noonday sun in the desert and it just looks great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're to the point where they have seamlessly combine the physical and the digital, if they want to. If you want to, it can be done. Now it costs money, and a lot of places don't want to spend that money, and so you get some shoddy stuff every once in a while. But they are spending money on this. It looks great, with a rare exception. So that's exciting. I will also say, just generally about this season, there's the goal for Lucy is to, as she says, bring her father to justice. And
what
that
justice?
Doesn't mean kill him likely. I don't know. We'll see.
That's the thing. It's like, what are we talking? I guess we're talking frontier justice because it's not like you can bring it up on court charges. Do they have?
Well, I mean,
do they have they had like, I guess they converted those jail cells for the Raiders in Vault 33, but
yeah. I mean, you could come up with some justice.
Yeah, I think justice in this case would be string them up, Maybe.
I mean, she's also trying to figure out how she feels about him because there's that line in the teaser, which is like, I'm looking for someone, and they say someone you care about or someone you hate.
Right.
And the ghoul's like, oh, that's a good question.
Right. And because that's the thing is like, even though your dad's like a complete scumbag and he's probably complicit in the death of your mother and possibly and definitely your quasi lover's hometown and is responsible for all this deception and whatnot, it's still your dad. Sure. String up your dad after one conversation with a crazy lady and a ghoul. That's quite the switch to flip.
Yeah, I am
fortunately
kind of excited for her to find out more about her father this season and his backstory with Vault-Tec and everything. Yeah.
And I don't really worry about her losing nerve because the ghoul is going to be, I assume, standing beside her, and he hates Hank as much as anybody. So
sure.
I think if Lucy wants to spare him or give him some kind, I wonder if that'll be, because season 1 is all about them kind of like becoming on the same side. I wonder if they'll, and also that's the other big news is they've already greenlit season 2. Nolan said that they're going to start filming this summer and they think they can get it turned around in pretty quick time.
Season 3. Obviously,
season 3
wasn't obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's going to be a season 3 out, which means that they can do things that are like longer term kind of payoff.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. And I just wonder if it'd be an interesting thing if they come together and then they work together beautifully this season, but then like Lucy has a change of heart, wants to save her dad or just something like that. And then they get sideways at each other again. But, and also like, I guess the other question is how is Maximus? That's the other question I've got. I'm not super invested in a relationship, but as we left it, Maximus and him got together, his dad knocked her out or him out cold, Maximus. And he wakes up and he's suddenly being proclaimed as the next knight of the Brotherhood, and Lucy's long gone. Does he think she's dead? Does he get wind of her still being active? Does he just never quite forget her? Does he think that she spurned him? And how do they get back together? Do they get back together? I'm curious to see how that works out too.
Yeah, I will say I don't think they really touch on that at all in the trailer.
Yeah. I didn't see any scenes of them sharing, I didn't think.
No.
They didn't share scenes together.
And I will say for the ghouls part, he kind of needs Hank, right? He wants to at least get some information about where his family is. That's his whole purpose, as he states in the trailers. And Hank would probably have that information. So
he'd either have that information or he would know the guy who would, be the one to talk to about the information, right? Because he's just, for sure. I keep reminding myself that he's just a junior executive. He doesn't know the whole picture, the whole puzzle.
And once they get to New Vegas and they've got, Mr. House there, he's the guy who could tell him everything he needs to know. So I guess he doesn't need Hank at that point. But right now he thinks he needs Hank. I'm pretty sure.
He's tracking him. Like that was his whole objective as declared last season. So,
right.
I was, you know, when we've been watching I've been having a trailer run in the background on repeat as we've been having this thing. And I just happened to glance over and notice that, what did I notice? I noticed that those lab scenes you talked about where Hank was like injecting rats and they were exploding and whatnot. Does he look younger? Is this a flashback? Because he's in like a fully equipped lab 1950. Okay, I thought so too.
Yeah,
because like
it's why I think it's the original experimentation with the Pip-Boy. Unless he's got one on his arm, that feels like what it is to me. But
why would a Pip-Boy make a mouse explode?
I don't know. Could be an experiment for his vault, you know?
But he's not okay. Now looking again, it's like he's maybe younger than he was last season, but he's not as young as like fully de-aged Hank was when he's going up and asking Cooper for an autograph.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't know what that is.
Or maybe I don't know, because like maybe they just didn't de it, because like I'm comparing his hair, and his hair looks awful brown and young, but like this fit, they didn't de-wrinkle him as much as they did. So then again, who knows? There could be. Well, okay. There can't be too long of a gap between last season and the bomb dropping, because Janie did not age appreciably. If there's been several years and you have like a 6-year-old girl, you just cast like an 8 or 9-year-old girl. But there's got to be, I'd say, within a year time, bomb has to drop from Cooper discovering Barb's complicity. I
think so. One other thing from the game is just a quick thing. Lucy uses a weapon called a Power Fist. Which
I saw
is
that.
An exciting melee weapon. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's been another of the pleasures of watching the show, is watch every element that I love from Warhammer 40,000 be put on the show, and then people go nuts over it. And I'm like, yes, soon.
Hold on to that feeling.
You'll get the prescription original strength, or it'll be ridiculous and everybody will point and laugh at me. But I've had a lifetime experience dealing with that kind of criticism, Jim. People in mass saying, "Wow, you're right about so that'd be a change. That'd be a breath of fresh air."
Great. Well, I hope that's.
Plus, I have a 19-year-old now. My self-esteem is not at all-time high. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a portrait of Dorian Gray that keeps getting younger and more powerful. You get old, and it mocks you relentlessly. A smart ass portrait of Dorian Gray is what I'm dealing with here.
Damn, sounds rough. That's why I don't have kids, among many reasons. There's one cool little thing that Amazon did that I want to talk about here in a second. But before we get to that, I just wanted to note our season 2 schedule for releases of this podcast.
Yes.
This is a weird one because I think Amazon releases these episodes at like midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. our time, because we're in the East Coast time zone. So we're probably going to have the podcast out early the next day instead of having something out that night. And it depends, because they say Wednesday at 3 a.m. our time, which sometimes means Tuesday night at 7 p.m. They'll release these things.
I feel
sometimes it means 3 a.m. So who knows?
Yeah, I that's the thing is, guys, I feel like Apple's pretty consistent when they're releasing stuff. It'd be about 8, but like Amazon is pretty. I feel like I remember they're pretty midnight-ish, which, and I know it's always confusing, but like midnight of Wednesday is like Wednesday, which is arguably Tuesday night, you know? So I don't think it's going to be.
Sure.
And if they're going to release it, it'd be like 11:59. Anyway, so I think it's going to come out, I guess, late Tuesday. Well, it'd be early Tuesday, Wednesday morning for us East Coasters, but regardless,
we'll get our podcast out as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah, we're going to run the bald move, hurry up offense, and get that thing out. And the only thing I would say is like it's going to be a little unpredictable during the holidays. Because, you know, this is something I don't think we've ever had to do before. Cover multiple shows over the holidays, because people didn't used to release content, and now people are releasing mega content. So, but it should be, within a day or two of the episode being released. And probably no feedback during the holidays too. We'll catch up with you guys in episode 3 in the new year.
Yeah, we're trying to make the most of our winter break. It only comes around once a year.
Do you know how much my 19-year-old would make fun of me if I worked all Christmas? I couldn't take that. I mean, I'm hanging on by a thread.
Really? Damn.
I don't know.
All right, Aaron, why don't you tell us about this really fun, cool thing that Amazon did?
Oh, speaking of the holidays, one of the things I've been really excited about doing for Christmas, and it's been a tradition in our family, is whenever it's time to open presents, we always put on the big screen TV a Yule log, you know, nice 2-hour thing of a log burning with a little Christmas music playing. This adds a little ambiance, a little nice, looks good in the pictures in the background. Amazon decided to make a Fallout one, but it's not a Yule log, it's a ghoul log. Because as the ghoul explains in the first 2 or 3 minutes where he sets up this whole it looks like he's going to winter in the shack that they all hung out in the Hateful Eight. You know, it's that kind of deal.
Sure. Yeah.
But he's got a ghoul log, which is a severed human arm that's burning on the fireplace. And at first I was like, oh, this is kind of cute, because most of these Yule logs are like, it's just 90 minutes of a repeated, maybe every once in a while something will change or a puppy will run across the thing. But it's like, mostly it's static. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. They got Walton Goggins to put on the ghoul makeup and do this little dog and pony. But as soon as it zooms into the log, it's going to just be your... Man, apparently it looks like they have fully put the whole 90 minutes of this ghoul log with like a Fallout in-universe radio station playing like parody Christmas music from the Wasteland. This just came out like 10 minutes before we started recording. Yeah. And I like skipped around. I couldn't find a single moment of silence that wasn't like some kind of crazy music or this demented DJ taking a dedication from somebody.
Yeah, for people who are in the know, it's Mr. New Vegas, I guess, who is an AI created by Mr. House.
Okay.
So yeah,
well, I do know that House is the Robco CEO. So that would make sense that he's behind the robot guy, Snip and all that. No, it's one of the best of, because this happens, like I've seen this so many times where it's like, hot property this year, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have a Yule log, and I don't know, it's going to be Groot. He's going to chop off one of his big toes and burn it for everybody. But they don't usually put this much effort into it. They don't usually script 90 minutes of content for them. So I'm excited for that to be playing over Christmas. And
the flavor of the music is kind of the era that you would expect for Fallout.
Yeah,
right.
Very 50s, classic Christmas, Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby type of stuff.
I like it.
I'm very curious because, I run the official Bald Move Christmas playlist. If you go to christmas.baldmove.com, you can find. I'm very deeply uncool. Okay, so I have a YouTube Music account. But if you're one of the cooler people, we also have archives on Spotify. And is it Apple Music, or are they still calling this iTunes?
Nope. They hate the name iTunes. It's Apple Music.
Really?
They'll sue you if you say iTunes. So
we don't have deep pockets, so it's Apple Music here on out. Why would you do that? Why would you make a trademark that's so recognizable and like becomes like a generic form of like a storefront? It's like renaming Twitter to X. Why? Yeah. Google.
I don't know.
Google had music, and then they turned it into YouTube Music, but they didn't have iTunes.
Are you hoping to get some of these tracks onto that list? Is that
yes? Thank you for cutting my ramble short. Yes, I'm kind of excited to see if they have some of these parodies, because I do like a good novelty song. I do like a good fresh novelty song. There's like, I'm not kidding, there's like 320 tracks on this Christmas. It's great for Christmas parties. Throw it on the background, thank me later.
Yeah, half of those have to be novelty songs, right? That's what Christmas music is.
Yeah.
It's like kissing Santa and running people over by reindeer, and
it's like there's a line between like I don't think that Daddy, I Saw Mama Kissing Santa Claus is a novelty song just because it's become part of the canon. But like Grandma Got Ran Over by Reindeer, definitely novelty.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a novelty song.
No. Well, then all Christmas music is novelty.
Yeah, half.
I think that's what your argument
is. The other half
is.
is religious hymn type stuff, right? Like
maybe I don't know what a novel song. I thought a novelty song was like something like the music's beside the point. But I guess that's the Christmas music, huh? I guess I couldn't really define what a novelty song is.
I think of anything that's meant to be comical as a novelty.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Italian Donkey. What's that guy's name?
Italian Donkey.
The Italian Christmas Donkey. I think you're the one that told me about this.
I don't remember this at all. So if I did, it's evacuated my brain.
Hold on a second. Yeah, Dominic, the Italian Christmas Donkey is a novelty song that I thought you told me about since you're Italian.
I don't remember that. I don't think so.
Anyway, if you want to hear the braying of a mule remixed with some Christmas music about a ridiculous anyway. But
yeah, and links for your playlist and that Gulag thing, I think will both be in the show notes. So check that out.
Perfect.
Time for an ad break. You got two choices, Vault-Tec's Plan D or go to support.baldmove.com to get ad-free episodes. And we're back with more Fallout Boys on Bald Move.
What else do we
have? One more thing to do before we get out of here. Before we get to season 2, that's a little bit of feedback.
Oh, well, even better.
Yeah,
I'm fresh out of human remains. Thanksgiving wiped me out, Jim. I'm running low on stock.
Ooh, okay, we'll just leave that there and go to feedback. We're gonna start off. We just have a couple messages here. Some things I thought we should consider. First is from Lord of the Sword. I don't know if that's an in-universe name or if that's just, I don't know.
I like it.
His name,
Lord of the Sword. Like it got a better flow than Lord of the Rings. That's hard to do. Lord of the Sword.
Lord of the Sword.
It's right there. It's right there, JRR.
But then he'd have to have like, I don't know, 20 something swords. Swords are much bigger than rings. I don't know. It's true. It's a whole thing. Lord of the Sword says, one thing that still drives me kind of nuts since my first watch is the bail Moldaver gets from show watchers and even the show itself towards the end of the season. You guys went so far as to call the settlement she's at the good guys. We all seem to forget she was part of the raiding crew that assaulted and murdered so many innocent vault dwellers in the first episode. Not only that, but she knowingly arranged a marriage to Lucy, her possible lover's daughter, whom she had known as a child, only to have that man try to kill Lucy afterwards. How are we even close to giving her a pass with that knowledge? Like I said, it's been driving me crazy.
I mean, I guess, look, it's the Wasteland. There is no Snow White good and Jet Black evil. Well, there actually might be Jet Black evil, but I think the best you can hope for is like snow on the side of the highway that's been there for like a week. It's a little dirty and gray and kind of brittle and hard, but it's there, you know. It's trying its best. I think. So I won't back away that like I think the show was deliberately saying these are the good guys. This is a place that has crops. This is a place that has got high-minded ideals when it comes to ghouls, and we know the ghouls are capable of being sensitive, intelligent creatures or at least with the right treatment regime. And they have children running around playing. And I'm sorry, like, I think the Moldover treats the Vault 31, 32, 33 complex as hostile territory. And if you think that it's the brainchild of Barb and Bud, then I'd have to see a lot more from Moldover before I'd declare her evil, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Before
I'd even back away from calling her one of the good guys.
Yeah, like she surgically struck a place and made off with the evil administrator with like, and with Grievous lost her own crew, whoever those people were too, like that. And but the other side, Hank fucking dropped a nuke on a capital city of a newly reconstituted republic. Like there's way like, I'm sure SEAL Team 6 could do some fucked up shit if you're hiding in a cave from them, but it's different than dropping a bomb on Nagasaki, man. Like big time. Sure. So at worst, Moldover SEAL Team 6 and Hank is Truman, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% on the side of that. Like you got to break a few eggs kind of thing. And look, she was trying to get at the heart of this thing. This man was, hiding himself among people you might call innocent, but could just as easily have been complicit. She doesn't know when she's going in there.
Yeah. I guess I was about to say, like, have we ever seen children in Lucy's vault? And I'm like, I guess they have to be because she's a school teacher. But like, we only see a baby.
Yeah.
And we know that birth rates are tightly controlled, and we know it's all a breeding experiment for management anyway. But I missed. Yeah, because I was like, yeah, like that's also like, yeah, if I see two factions in a wasteland, one of them have kids and one of them doesn't, I know who I'm calling good 99 times out of 10.
Yeah. I will say there...
or 100.
Here's what I will give you with Moldaver. The people who were, as far as we know, apparently part of her civilization, whatever remained after the bombing of New California Republic of Shady Sands, those people are psychotic. Those people, and she was using those people as a tool to get to Hank. She knew that they could not be controlled.
You're talking about the cult in Vault 4.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the people that break into 33 with Moldaver.
But they're the same stock. The people that are falling into Vault 4 are the shambling survivors of...
I think so. And she's using them as a tool now. I don't know if they're part of the NCR or...
Yeah, I was good. That's a definite strong possibility that this is just a band of marauders that she has, either by promise of wealth or power or who knows what, use them to accomplish her goals. Because, like, I don't think her frontline troops, they didn't seem psychotic, where those people in Vault 33 were genuinely like surface dwelling, backwater, half mutated people. No table manners.
I mean, if you want to point to something that she did that is borderline, I think that's it, right?
Still ain't dropping a bomb on a capital city.
No, it's nowhere near it. Yeah, I agree.
When your wife is there too, like, yeah.
And look at her goals. It's more about the goals.
That's the thing.
Her goals are to give endless free energy to everyone in order, and it has always been her goal. That's why I think she's the good guy. She's not been corrupted by any of the temptations of power or money or anything like that. She's always had this goal of giving people something.
Yeah. Like I think that's a note, like giving free power to the wasteland.
That would be huge for them.
Obviously. So whereas every other faction wants to control or keep it from appearing, or so it's like, she seems like she's wanting to do the right thing, but I could see them kind of like jerking me around and all that. But she's also like, she's dead unless they're going to ghoulify her. Ooh, they might but she's dead. So it's like, I guess it's beside the point whether she's evil or not now, because even if she was like a vicious, ruthless warlord with questionable means to get to an understandable end, well, now she's dead, and it's like what the organization she leaves behind and the people she inspired do. And so I guess I'm giving her a lot of pass because she also invented cold fusion before the bomb dropped, and then watch another company buy it, shelve it, and then exterminate everyone on the world just to make a profit. I think like she sees everyone in Vault 33 like essentially Nazi extras in a Indiana Jones film. They're not real people, Yeah, especially with this seeming to be the primary vault for a lot of Vault-Tec higher ups, right? Do we think this is the good vault? Because that's the one question I had. I don't think this would qualify. Well, but would Barb want to raise her family in a 31, 32, 33 complex? Or is there another one where there is no fuckery going on? It's just like the house guy
in here, right? Like, I don't see an active experiment in 31 through 3.
Oh, they're breeding the ultimate middle level executive. That's what their stated goal was, to make the perfect
I guess
breed
that
of
doesn't feel like an
management
experiment to me. That just feels like a corporate log line, like, but it's certainly no like,
well,
hey, we're gonna put noses
what's
on
the
people.
difference? What's the difference in a mission statement and a hypothesis, really? What's the difference between an annual report to the shareholders and a research paper? I mean,
it feels like something they would have done before the apocalypse, before the bombs dropped. That's why it doesn't feel like an experiment. But I guess you're right.
No, they are. It's a stupid experiment, but it is. I don't think it qualifies as a good vault. I think there's a good vault where the rich and powerful, connected Vault Tech people and maybe some of their friends and family are just living the good life without anybody.
I guess maybe Justin Throw went into the good vault.
He's a Robco guy, and I didn't see him at the meeting of the exec, because that's the other question I had is like,
right. But we didn't.
If he's the head of Robco,
Vault Tech either.
Right. And so it's like, well, that's one of the things we talked about in last season is like, is there some kind of, is this a insurgency from lower management that like the people on top are to this or to that, and they're not willing to do the hard thing, which is dropping the bomb to destroy their competition? I can see that.
Doubt it.
No.
I seriously doubt that. But
then
you're
why
right,
aren't they there?
Very strange.
Why aren't they there in the pitch meetings?
I don't know. Maybe they had more important business than discussing the end of the world, than arranging the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, that also goes like, if this is a junior management plan run amok, then it's like, yeah, like that's why they would not take it seriously until it's like, oh, fuck, the bastards did it. And then it's too late.
Sure.
But do you think Cooper, so do you think Cooper will find his family this season?
Eventually, yes.
This season. Feels like a season.
I'm less confident.
What
especially
if
as you pointed out that now they have a season 3 guaranteed.
What if he finds Barb and then a lead to his daughter? But I guess I also don't like it's a weird. I don't know why he assumes that everyone's still alive. I guess because he knew they're in the good vault, and I guess I want to. Yeah, I guess what I'm expecting to see is at some point a flashback of him riding to the quote unquote good vault and getting her in there before the blast wave hits him.
Sure.
You know that like scene in Independence Day where the dog is running in the car tunnel and he jumps through the doorway right before the wave of fire. That's what I want. That's what Janie's going to do. She's going to jump in the vault and you're going to see this wave of fire. And then Walton Goggins will wake up mostly ghoulified.
We'll see. But yeah, he does seem to have some kind of knowledge that his family is alive. Let's go to Andrew.
Wait, are you not curious about my exception to the children in a post-apocalyptic settlement being a sign that everything's okay? Aren't you possibly interested in the exception of that ironclad rule?
Oh, did you mention there was an exception?
There is. There's one exception, and that is if the settlement is entirely children. It's the fucking, I swear to God, it's going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. They're going to have a cute 4-year-old with pretending like a broken arm. And the second you go in, oh, sweetie, you're going to get hit by poison arrows, or there's going to be 17 feral 6-year-olds coming to gnaw your knees off. And they're going to eat you alive and screaming. All children, get the fuck out of there. You want a nice mix of adults and children, is what I'm saying. All adults, all children, it's fucked. Get out of there.
Gotta have some grups in the mix, for sure.
You need some grups, turns out.
All right, let's go to Andrew, who says, given that the show is somewhere around 200 plus years in the future, are we to believe that the only way Moldaver doesn't seem to have aged in those 200 years is that she has some sort of survival mechanism, maybe similar to that of a ghoul? Or is it possible there's some sort of cloning technology within the Fallout universe? Or was she just in a cryopod as well? I did a little bit of research.
Oh, I was going to say, because like I haven't, and so I'm a good test subject for this. I think that all three of those are equally possible. That like there is this Cold War where, okay, the fucking Vault Tech pukes went into, so I'm going to go and be unfrozen whenever there's activity or whatever, or maybe she had her own, and maybe she had her own idea of Reclamation Day, that this will all go horribly awry and all the corporations die, and then we can rebuild everything and start off right. And so like the cryopod's, I think, the most viable option. I really like cloning because that's a way that you can kill her and still have her as a character. And then what was the other option? That she's got some kind of life extending. I think that's the least viable option because they already have a life extension mechanism of being a ghoul. And like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of a daywalker ghoul that has essentially, like Blade
in her chest, like Iron Man. Maybe she's just powered by fusion.
But I wouldn't like that if there's like, there's actually a ghoul serum that gives you all the strengths and advantages of a ghoul, but all the smooth skin of a non-ghoul.
Yeah, that doesn't seem likely. I think it's probably likely she got into a cryopod at some point.
I think cryopods
she's associated with Vault Tech, and they don't, I think, know about her sort of little group she's got going at the Forever home, whatever that thing is.
Do you think that's going to be like a
Hollywood
clandestine? They're going to like try to do some corporate espionage, or they're going to try
to
maybe they already have a man on the inside, Cooper. I wonder if they'll reveal they have another.
I don't know, but I can see her getting in a cryopod. I did a little bit of research.
They flipped Stephanie.
God, I don't think so. Stephanie's got an eye patch. She's definitely evil.
That's true. You don't a blonde woman with an eye patch. I've seen enough Tarantino. That's no good.
Right. I was curious about the cloning stuff because they haven't mentioned cloning, and I wasn't sure if it was a thing in the games. So I looked it up. There are 2 instances in the games of cloning, neither of which seems very like connected to Vault Tech, really. So there was one Vault that experimented with some cloning stuff. The Garys, people who've played the games will know about that. It's Vault 108. That wasn't the primary experiment there, but they were doing some cloning stuff. And then Nuka-Cola, I guess, had a vault. Sorry, not a vault. A underground facility at their headquarters where they were conducting animal cloning experiments. But this feels like really deep lore. Like you have to really
it's something you read in the audio logs and.
This is not like the main villain from one of the games was a clone. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, should we explain this to non-gamers, like how these stories work? That there's like...
Oh, yeah.
So like a lot of these Fallout and these open world RPGs, there's like, you're a character and there's like a main line that they expect you to explore. You know, like in the last episode, if last season was a Fallout game, you would be playing as Lucy and your mission would be to find your father. Okay. And then you would do that. But like all along the way, there'd be a whole bunch of different things. Like maybe you meet Maximus, maybe you don't. Maybe you meet the ghoul, maybe you don't. Maybe you meet the chicken fucker and you get him into your party. But other than a lot of stuff, other than the main thrust of the game, they don't have like fully voice acted and like animated story elements. But what they do have is you just find old dusty books and scrolls if you're playing Skyrim, and like data cassette recorders and DAT tapes and SD cards and Pip Boys if you're playing Fallout. And you can choose to just read like, and you don't have to complete the mission, but if you want to know why you're doing the mission and how it might connect with some of the larger things, there's like these little interesting tidbits. So when Jim's saying it's like deep lore, he's like, this is probably not a primary quest, probably not even secondary quest. This is like the truly side quest things that you just have to, and they by definition can't be important because the video game creator counts on most people not reading them. So it's got to just be lore and side stuff.
Yeah, so that's all I could find on cloning. So it makes me think this show is not going to go deep into cloning. They might have a vault where there are some clones, but
we also, you and I hate the more ways to bring back a dead character or to make death ambiguous or it's worse. Yeah. And I love a cryo tank, because there's obviously a disadvantage that when you're in the cryo tank, you cannot be an active agent. You're vulnerable. You're missing information. You're missing experiences. And the ghoul obviously has a drawback of you're a fucking ghoul, and all the smooth skin sink your monster
to survive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you're an underclass, but you're super strong and resilient. But you're also dependent on this chemical.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping they don't do a lot of cloning stuff, but I suppose that's another possibility for Moldaver.
It's a possibility, but like again, if it's not a if it's not a viable and established method in the games, then why would you do it on the show?
Right.
Especially when you already got 2 ways to make characters live forever that you've established. I
agree. And that's going to be it for our feedback, and therefore it for our season 2 preview.
Yeah, it's here comes Cooper Claus, right down Cooper Claus Lane, man. He's got his ghoul log, and he'll be our constant companion this holiday. Again, the first couple episodes I don't expect us to do a lot of feedback on, because we're just going to be good to watch it, come up with our outlines and talk about it, but be prepared in the new year. Our primary resolution is catch up on probably Pluribus, Fallout feedback, that kind of thing. Stranger Things. Just this is all the stuff that's coming out over Christmas, my lord. But we got
new shows coming too.
We're excited to have you guys trekking through the wasteland with us. If you would like to send us feedback for the show, it will be at fallout@baldmove.com. And if you would like to join our club so that you can get ad-free feeds and extra bonus content, just so much extra bonus content for Christmas. If you're hurting for things to do or watch or see, highly recommend joining Bald Move during the happiest season. Support.baldmove.com is all the ways you can keep us making podcasts and getting some nice things for yourself, and skip all these ads. Who wants to hear about Nuka-Cola in today's day? Not me. Not me, baby. All right, that's going to do it for our season 2 preview coverage. We'll see you next week for the first exciting episode of Fallout Season 2. Until then, I'm your host, Aaron.
And I'm Jim.
Later.